Morning guys, how we doing? Hope you're good. Tuesday morning, ready to go through it. Hard at it. So listen, as soon as you come on, I want you to interact with me. So down here, comment, let me know that you're here. Here, like, click the thumb button, and share for me. Massively appreciate it. So, what we're going to do is talk about considerations when training, when trying to build up a sustainable fitness routine, okay? And these are considerations for you to take on board. Some may be brutally basic, some may be new to you, but the idea is to continuously keep installing tips, guidance, basic stuff, remembering the foundations so that when you get going, or if you are get going, you can put some systems in place and some structure in place to help develop your fitness, okay? So make sure you engage with me, all right? Otherwise I'm gonna come after you. So first thing is I want you to consider is your fitness level, okay? So when you're starting to get fit, or whether you dip in and out of fitness right now, or whether you are a top athlete and you train 4, 5, 6 times a week, you have to consider how fit you are. You have to consider how strong you are. You have to consider how mobile you are. Okay, so if you are brand new to the fitness world and you're just trying to get yourself fit, let's say you're going into the gym, you cannot base your performance on what Tommy's doing over there, who's a 25-year-old lad and has been training for the last 5 years, 4 times a week, because he has no responsibilities. He spends most of his time in the gym, so he's been here a while. So don't allow the ego to get overwhelmed and you try and lift as much as him, okay? Or don't look at the local lass in there who is in shape and is absolutely killing it and smashing it, okay? And then feel like, well, I should be doing that, surely. You are where you are. Your level is where your level is, okay? You can't do anything about that. So you must make sure that you are taking into consideration your level of fitness when you start going to the gym, doing home workouts, joining the Brotherhood, going running, whatever it might be, all right? Don't try and carry out a routine or lift weights that you can't lift yet, okay? Stay to your limits. And as you get stronger and you get fitter, then you can grow and then go on to the bigger stuff and the better stuff and the longer stuff, right? Make sense? Stick to your level. Second one is gonna be, when you have a consideration, you must have some form of goal. Okay, it's very difficult to motivate, to instill the routine, the fitness routine, if there is nothing to aim for. If there's nothing at the end here waiting for you, okay, then what is your drive when you go to the gym? So let me give you an example. I'm training for a 100-miler in June, okay, but also my secondary goal is to make sure I still maintain all of my muscle mass, okay? I don't want to lose that. I don't want to be one of those really skinny runners. I want to maintain a strong physique, so I must make sure that when I'm running, I'm also doing my gym work, making sure that my nutrition is right, to make sure that I'm absorbing enough calories to make sure I'm dealing with my 25, 26, 30-mile runs, training runs, but I'm also being able to sustain a routine in the gym, making sure that my weightlifting is still as strong as ever. So for me, that's my goal. For you, it might be, okay, do you know what, I want to run the next park 5K. It might be that I want to enter a half marathon. It might be that you want to establish a solid routine and build a shape in your body in the gym. You might want to lose body fat. You might want to build structure. Whatever the goal, you must set one. Okay, it's gonna instill the fire in you to go out and get running, okay, or to go to the gym or get at it in the morning. Okay, how often are you going to train? Now, depending on what level you're at, okay, depending on what your goals are, okay, I mean, if you're starting out, I'd recommend if you could do 2 to 3 days a week, that's brilliant. 20 to 30 minutes just to start building up the very basics, start getting yourself accustomed to fitness again, start getting yourself accustomed to workouts, to putting your own body weight through routines, to lifting weights, to running, to building it up. Okay, start thinking about how often you can go. And then when you get to a certain level and you feel stronger, then you might go for an extra session a week. Me, I train 6 days a week, okay, but I haven't just started. I've been doing this a long, long time. And the consideration you have to have, depending on how often you train, you must think about cool downs, warm ups, stretches. Okay, making sure that you get the right amount of body care that you need after these training sessions. Let me just check if I've done that. Okay. The mentality when you're training, pushing, understanding that you're not so reliant, okay, on motivation, but you can in your head be as mentally resilient towards fitness and strength and running and improving yourself. Okay, so having that drive up here, knowing that you want to push a little bit harder, that you want to make sure that you can do the next set, that you don't just give up when it gets difficult. That takes time, that takes practice. That's not something that just comes overnight, but a consideration that you have to think about is, okay, what is my mind telling me? Your mind wants to take the path of least resistance, and you have to train your brain. You have to keep doing those reps in your brain to keep saying, fuck you, we're going harder, we're gonna push, we're gonna make sure I'm going for that run. I'm not gonna stare at my trainers for 30 minutes. I'm gonna make sure I'm packing my kit when I go to work. You're doing all of the right stuff to make sure that the brain is conditioned to want to keep training. Another consideration you might have is money and investment. So depending how much money you can invest in yourself a month will determine whether you can afford the gym, whether you can afford the Brotherhood, whether you can afford some form of community boot camp. I think it's really important to understand that if you're going to invest in yourself, it's better to be in a community of some sort that can support you, guide you, show you the way, give you accountability. These things are super important. So if you can invest in yourself, then brilliant. But if you have no money, you have 2 feet and a pair of trainers and shorts, and you go out running. Okay, testing yourself. So set limitations. So where are your limitations? Okay, where are your limitations? Okay, so if you were going to just start out on fitness, go and run a 5K and see how long it takes you. Then go run a 5K in 8 weeks and see the difference. When you go into a gym, think about what you're deadlifting, what you're squatting, how much weight you're lifting. Record it in a little book, and then 8 weeks later, see if you can lift heavier. Okay, so have a PB, have a goal. It links in nicely with having a goal, but testing yourself. How many press-ups can you do in a minute? How many star jumps can you do in a minute? You know, whatever the test is relevant for you. Okay, your disabilities. So disabilities are things like, how mobile are you? How flexible are you? How limited range of movement do you have? How long have you been out of the game? Can you get yourself back in the game? So these are things that you need to think about, you know, and making sure that you're improving as well. And accountability, last one. Accountability is huge. It's a consideration. If you're not holding yourself accountable, if there's no one holding you accountable, then how are you going to possibly, okay, like, if not, let's put it this way, if you're not being held accountable, there's no one to tell you that, get off your ass and get down that gym. You get away with it. You get away with blue murder, okay? There's no one there to kick you up the backside. There's no one there to say, hey, why didn't you do your workout today? So you must have your own form of accountability, whether that's just you, whether that's part of your community, or whether that's your trainer, whatever that might be, all right? So there's a number of considerations there. Each one will be relevant to the different person that watches this, but there are some things to think about. There's some things that you can implement. And again, this is designed to be very basic, but most of you haven't even got the basics weighed off yet. So once you've got those basics weighed off, okay, these are the considerations that I recommend that you should think about, guys. All right, hope you have a great day.